Okay, hello go-getters. I just hope you are doing good. So in this video, I just want to show you how important general equation is. So here's a question. So this one, it is a probability. So here's a question. It says that two events A and B are such that probability of A is equal to 0.6 and probability of B is equal to 0.5 and the probability of A and B is equal to 0.3. So determine the probability of A or B. So here we just apply a general equation which says that the probability of A or B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus intersection of A and B. The reason why we minus intersection because we don't want to count it twice. So this thing, so we minus this thing so that when we're counting for A and when we're counting for B, we won't count it twice. Do you understand? Yeah. But what we are referring to there, we are referring to here. That equation, it identified to get everything which is here. You can just add this one and that one minus intersection. So now what I want you to notice is that we have this thing we are given. And we have this one also given. And also even this one we are given. Meaning here we just substitute to get what we need. So when we substitute here, it's 0.6 plus 0.5 minus by 0.3. Meaning this thing, when you punch it from your calculator, you will get what? 0.8. A or B. And here A or B. Do you see? This one, it was just a straightforward question which doesn't need no panics. You apply what? General equation, substitute, get the final answer. Do you see? And you just punch this thing on calculate, simplify it into a small thing once. Do you see? Yeah. So now for this one question now, they try to be tricky, but still here we are applying general equation. They say that two events X and Y are such that probability of X is equal to 0.4, probability of Y is equal to 0.3, and probability of X or Y is equal to 0.6. Determine the probability of X and Y. Do you see? So now here, to form the general equation, it won't be based on A and B. We got X and Y, meaning now it will be X or Y is equal to X plus Y minus by the intersection of X and Y. Do you see? And now take what you have. So here what I have is this thing I'm given, this one I'm given, this one is the one that I'm looking for. This one is the one that I'm looking for, but this one I also have it. You can see in this equation we only have one unknown value. Do you see? Yeah, because this one we have it. So if you got one unknown value, so let's just substitute. If you got one unknown value in the equation, it means that you can solve it using your algebra skill. So if now we got only one unknown value, let's solve it using algebraical skill. So this thing you can punch from your calculator, simplify it from big thing to a small thing. You'll find out that you got 0.7, 0.6, and P, X, and Y. Do you see? So now we want to make this thing to be alone. So let's take this one on other side. It becomes 0.6 and 0.7 by X and Y. Do you see that? And now we know that this thing we can simplify it now into a small thing using a calculator. It would become minus 0,1 minus pi x and y. You see, and now we know that what is in front from what we need, we divide by it. So what is in front there, it is invisible one, which is negative. This thing will just cancel, meaning now my p, x and y here, it was just 0,1, which is this answer is correct without no hesitation, because our answer all the time it must be 0, something, 0, something, 0, something. Yeah, all the time it's 0, something. Yeah, and also it should not be negative. It should never be bigger than 1. So here this one seems to be difficult. Actually it's easy, guys. We substitute here. After we substituted, we find out this one, it's our unknown value. We must try to solve it. So we simplify this thing using a calculator, and then we find it 0,7. We take it on other side, becomes 0,7. And now when we simplify it again, it gives us negative 0,1. And here we are trying to make this thing to be alone, meaning now we must remove that thing by dividing by it. So we divide by it both sides, then we get this thing. Yeah. So what we get is this thing, which is a distinction. Do you see? Yeah. So now the last question now is this one. So they were just trying to be tricky. They thought that we don't know algebra. Actually we do. So we get it. So here's the next one. Even here they try to trick you by applying algebra, because here they say that two events C and D are such that probability of C is equal to 0,3 and probability of C and D it's 0,2 and the probability of C or D it's 0,7. Determine the probability of D. So now here apply general equation. It's C or D. It's equal to C plus probability of D minus by the intersection D. Do you see? So now let's take what we have here. We are given that this thing we are given, and this one this one is the one that we want to solve. This one, do you see this one? We want to solve it, and this one they gave us there, it's here, and also this one they gave us. So you can see, okay, let's substitute first. So here it's 0,3 plus p d minus by what? By 0,2, and here it's 0,7. So here you can see that we have only one unknown value, meaning that you can solve this thing. So to solve this thing, we can combine this one and that one, or let's just take them on other side once, so that what we are solving can be alone. So this thing, it will be alone here. Take that thing on other side, change sign, 0,2. This one change sign, become minus. This one is still there. You see? And now this thing, when you punch it on calculator, you will find out there you got what? 0,6 PD. Therefore our PD is 0,6. You see, which is this answer, it's correct without no doubt, because our answer we got there, it's 0, something. It must be 0, something. It should never be negative. It should be never be bigger than 1. Probability will never be negative, will never be bigger than 1. The answer must be 0, something, which is this thing correspond to our answer. Even all the answers that I have calculated, there was 0, something. Do you see? Yeah. So this, guys, I don't think it's difficult. It is the matter of knowing algebra. Then if you feel struggles with algebra, just go through my channel, yeah, where I wrote the algebra, yeah, level 1, and try to listen those videos. Yeah. So guys, now I have to go deep. So here's the next question. It says that two events A and B are such that probability of A is equal to the probability of B, and probability of A and B is equal to 0.35. And also we are given this thing, you see. And now they want us to calculate the probability of not A. And when you see not, just think about complementary event, which says that inside plus outside is equal to 1. Do you see? Yeah. So now, what I want you to recognize is that here, they want us to solve this thing. This one is the one that we want to solve. And now let's try to check there. Are we given probability of A? So here we are not given the probability of A, and we don't know it. Meaning now we must first find this probability. Then once we know it, we can be able to solve this one. Do you see? So then now to find this one, let's try to write our general equation to check what do we have. B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus by the probability of A and B. So here guys, I made a mistake. Yeah. So guys, here just check. Here we are given this thing. It's there. Is this one. Do you see? And also this one, we are given this one. It is this one. Do you see? So now, what about these two? For these two one, we are given this equation. And this equation says that the probability of A is equal to the probability of B. And in other words, it means that where there is A, we can put B. And where there is B, we can put A, because they are equal. Do you understand? And now, if now we can just substitute B where there is A and say plus this B is this one. And now when you add them, oh sorry guys, and now when you add them, they will give you 2B. And now that B won't help us with what we want to solve. So it's better to substitute A where there is B. Here I will substitute what? A. And now upper it's P A plus. Then we know the number there, it's 0.65, and we know the number there, it's minus 0.35. Yeah. So now, what I want you guys to notice is that I use this equation to substitute here. I didn't substitute B, because I see if I substitute B won't help me. So I just leave this part. I just substituted what? A. The reason why I substitute A, because A will be the one which will help me to get not A. Do you see? So now these two things, they are like term, and here we got invisible one. We got invisible one here. Let me just write it here. Here we got that invisible one, we got that invisible one, and if you can check these two, they are like term, they have the same base and same exponent there, meaning these two things, they will be combined to form this one, form 2x. So now these two things, they are like term, they combine to form 2x. Now we have one unknown value which will help us to get what we need. So now let's solve this unknown value. To solve this unknown value, take this thing on other side, it becomes positive 0.3556, here it's 2a. Yeah. So guys, this one is 2. Yeah, this one is 2. So and now this thing, when you combine it, it will give you 1. And here we got 2pa. So what is in front from what we need? What is in front from what we need? We divide by it. So we'll divide by this thing. Cancel, meaning now our A there will become 0.5, which is this thing is the same as A 0.5. So by knowing this A, guys, we can know now this one. So now we know A, we know this A, we know this thing. Do you see? So now we can solve that one. And now when we solve this one, we apply what complementary, which say probability of A plus not A, which is inside plus outside, is equal to 1. Then here now it's 0.5 and not A, it's 1. So take this number on other side so that you can solve this thing. Then it will become not A, it's equal to 1, which is now the final answer is the same. Do you see? Yeah. So this one, it is the final answer for this thing. Yeah. So this one, it was a kind of rough question, but not that deep, Yeah, it's easy, to approach. Yeah. But if you are someone who doubt yourself, you can lose these marks. So here, guys, I'm given these things, do you see? And now in order for me to solve this one, I know the complementary event says that inside plus outside is equal to 1. And in order for me to solve what I need, first I have to know this one. Do you see this A? Yeah. So to know that A again, now I can apply the general equation, which is this one, my general equation. I have to apply it, and now when I substitute this one I'm given, I know it is 2. And now I'm given this equation. This equation says that where there is PA, I can substitute PP, and where there is PP, I can substitute PA. So here what I did, I just eliminate PP, meaning I replace it by what? By PA. Yeah. The reason why I replace it by PA, because PA is the one that I need, guys. And also the moment I substitute it there, I will combine it, because they are like term to have one unknown value now. And now once I have one unknown value, I have to solve it, meaning now I must make it to be alone. First I take this thing on other side, then it become plus, because there it was minus. Do you see? And now I can simplify it, punch on calculator, get this answer, which is 1 there. And now I know what is in front from what I need. I divide by it. So I divide both sides until I got this answer. And now I know that PA, and that PA will help me here. So I hope, guys, you did understand this question. So now let's move for the next one. So here's a next one, and this one seems to be tricky because we have this word mutually exclusive, and that word, guys, should not confuse you. The moment they say mutually exclusive, they say that two events that cannot occur at the same time. These are the two events that cannot occur at the same time, meaning their probability, their intersection will be 0. As you can see, they don't intersect, meaning that their probability in the intersection will be 0. Do you see? Yeah. So now let me just read this thing. Two mutually exclusive events A and B are such that, so we are given this thing and given that one. Determine this one. This one, guys, is straightforward, Just apply the general equation. Do you see, guys, how important general equation is? Check here, guys. Here I'll say plus B minus A and B. So now check something. They want us to solve this thing. we don't know it. And this one we given, it's there. And this one, this we also given. What about this one? This one, it's kind of tricky to identify it from here because you don't see it, But by knowing the word mutual exclusive, mutual exclusive, you already know it now because you know that mutual exclusive are the two events that cannot occur at the same time, meaning those two events, they don't intersect, meaning here you know it's 0. Do you see? Yeah, this thing should never trick you guys. So there it's 0, and now let's substitute what we know, A or B. So this thing I know that it's 0,3 plus this one I know it's 0,4. So by knowing this thing, and now I can determine the answer using a calculator. And calculator, it says that it's 0,7. Yeah, as you can see guys, yeah, this thing it's easy, man. Just screenshot and go to the test, take what belongs to you, which is your 100%, Yeah, I just hope guys you did understand this question because I try my best to do it. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, guys, you can see how simple this question are. We will be applying our general equation, obvious, So two mutual exclusive events, A and B, mutually exclusive. The word mutually exclusive, it means that and it's equal to 0. Do you see? Yeah, and it's equal to 0. When I say and is equal to 0, it means like the probability of A and B, it's 0. In other words, this thing, it tells you that A and B, they don't intersect. It will be 0. So to describe a mutual exclusive, it is two events that cannot occur at the same time. Yeah, are the events that cannot occur at the same time, meaning their intersection is 0 because they don't intersect, as well as the what? Probability. Yeah, so guys, when they say mutual exclusive, we know our end is 0, and what they want us to calculate, it's not B. And the moment you see not, just think about complementary events. And complementary events says that inside plus outside. Let me take inside plus outside. This thing, it should give me what? 1. And now when I'm referring to inside, now I'm talking inside, it's B, and say plus outside, which is not B. The moment you say not, you are talking about outside. Yeah, so now let's substitute, guys. So now if we have to substitute, check something, this is what we want to solve. And even this one, we don't know. Do you understand? We don't know this thing. So here, we cannot solve what we need while we have two unknown values. Do you see? So here, what we have to do, we have to first find this one. You see? Once we know this one, we can know this one. Do you understand? Yeah. Because in the equation, we must have one unknown value. Once we know this thing, we'll have this one unknown value and try to solve it. So how will we going to know this one? So this one, we can just apply general equation. All my sum, since I've been calculating, you will see I will be using this general equation. So the general equation says that the probability of A or B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus by their intersection A and B. But the key thing here is what? Is to understand mutually exclusive event. And mutually exclusive event, we know their intersection, it's 0. They don't intersect. Meaning here, we know this field. Do you see? Yeah. Because if you don't know mutually exclusive, you don't know the value which is here. You know? Yeah. So now let's check another thing that we are given. This one we are given, and also this one we are given. And now we have only one unknown value, which is this thing. We have only one unknown value, and in the equation we must have only one unknown value. So now let's solve that unknown value. Let's substitute what we have. So this one, it's 0,2 plus this b minus by 0. Yeah, it's 0 there. So here 0,5. So that 0 will just disappear, guys, because 0 it's nothing, you know. Yeah, so 0 will just move away, you know, and 0,2 will go on that other side. So this one, it goes to her neighbor, you know. So yeah, they want to combine there and form a part. So like, guys, that 0 will just disappear, and that 0,2 will go on that other side, then it become what? Negative, because it was positive, then it become negative. So now these two things, they combine, and when they combine, you will see they give us 0,3. It's equal to PB. So now we know PB, and by knowing that PB, remember guys, by knowing that PB, we will apply our complementary event. So we will know that PB and we will solve this thing. Remember that we must have one unknown value in the equation. So now this thing we know, meaning now we can know that one. So complementary event says that probability which is inside plus probability which is outside. So it's equal to 1. Inside plus outside, it's 1. Do you see? Yeah. I hope, guys, you can see my 1 day, because I'm trying to be fancy, you know. Those 1, you know. Yeah. I just want to be like I'm a computer. Yeah. Something like that, you know. So this thing, guys, you know, and this one you don't know. So now let's substitute and try to solve what we don't know. Try to get our unknown value. So you can see here, this is what we need. You can take this thing on other side, then it will become negative 0,3, and here it's 1 and not B. Do you see? So now when you punch this thing on calculator, you'll find out now who not B, it's 0,7. And now what does this thing mean to you? It means this thing is outside. It means this thing. What does it include? B, everything which is there. Everything which is outside there. Everything here. You see the way I shade? I'm shading outside from B because it's not B. Do you see? Yeah. So it means this thing which is here and this one which is here, when I combine it, it gives me what? 0,7. Do you see? Because I solve it. It's not B. Oh, it's not B. Yeah, it's not B. Do you see? Yeah. And B now, it's 0,3. And now if now you can combine these two values. These two values, 0,3 plus 0,1, they just give you 1 exactly, without no doubt, guys. Never get a number which is bigger than 1. Never get a negative number. Probability will be always between 0 and 1. Do you see? Yeah, this is the scale for probability. So let's move to this one now.